Good day everyone, I'm your Mr. ATL and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're going to discuss the properties of inverse function. So let's start. Properties of an inverse of a one-to-one function. Given a one-to-one function f of x and its inverse f inverse of x, then the following are true. So the first one, the inverse of f inverse of x is f of x. F of f inverse of x equals x. This is for all x in the domain of f inverse. F inverse of f of x equals x for all x in the domain of f. So I'm going to explain this dito sa mga susunod na mga examples. For the second and third properties, it can be imagined that evaluating a function f and its inverse f inverse in succession is like reversing the effect of the function. So magbibigay ako ng example. Consider the functions f of x equals to 2x plus 1 and its inverse f inverse of x equals x minus 1 all over 2. In f of x equals 2x, when x is 4, then f of x equals 9. In f inverse of x equals x minus 1 all over 2, when x is 9, then f inverse of x equals 4. So given that f of x equals to 2x plus 1, let us use 4 as the value of x. So it will become f of x or f of 4 equals to 2 times 4 plus 1. So 2 times 4 is how many? That is 8 plus 1, that is 9. So if we are going to use the inverse, ito yung inverse, that is x minus 1 over 2, gamitin natin si 9 as the value of x. So that is f inverse of 9 equals to 9 minus 1 all over 2. And 9 minus 1 is 8 over 2, that is 4. So, babalik din tayo doon sa value ni x. Ito yung property na sinasabi kanina where f inverse of f of 4, babalik din siya sa 4. Okay? So, as you can see, ano ulit yung value ni f of 4? The value of f of 4 is 9. Okay? So, ipalit natin, that is f inverse of 9. So, using this f inverse of x, when x is 9, magiging 4 pa rin. So, therefore, this is true. So, paano naman kung yung f inverse of x naman ang gagamitin natin? So, ang mangyayari, let us use x equals to 6. Okay? So, gamit doon, magmumula muna tayo sa inverse. Sa f inverse of x. So, that is f inverse of 6, that will be 6 minus 1 all over 2. What is 6 minus 1? That is 5. Then 5, that is over 2. Okay, so using the f of x naman, that is f of 5 over 2. So let us find f of 5 over 2. So that will become 2 times 5 over 2 plus 1. So 2 times 5 is 10, divided by 2 is 5, or simply cancel this 2 na lang. So that will become 5 plus 1, which is equal to 6. So therefore, f of f inverse of 6 is equal to 6. So ito yung another property of inverse of one-to-one function. So let's have another example. So when x is 5 naman, is it true kaya that the f inverse of f of 5 is also 5? So check natin. So gamit ang f of x, f of 5 equals to 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So gamit naman ang f inverse of x, so your x will become 11. So that will be 11 minus 1 all over 2. 11 minus 1 is 10 over 2 is 5. So that is true. F inverse of f of 5 equals to 5. Okay, in our previous activity, na-prove natin that ang properties ng inverse of one-to-one functions ay true. So let us now find the inverse of the rational function g of x equals to 2x plus 3 all over 3x minus 5. So applying the procedures that we have in my previous lesson, the first thing that you're going to do, okay, so let's write first the given function. So the next step is to change the g of x into y. Kasi we will interchange x and y. So since wala naman yung y, gawin muna natin y yung g of x. The next thing is to interchange the x and y. So itong x naging y, yung dalawang x na yon, tapos yung y na nasa unahan naging x na. The next thing is to solve for y in terms of x. But how are we going to solve for y in terms of x kapag ganito ang equation? So we can just cross multiply by setting that the denominator of x, which is 1. So x over 1 ito, no? Kung x over 1 yan, we have 1 times 2y plus 3, that is 2y plus 3. And then x times 3y minus 5 is x times 3y minus 5. So next, i-distribute na natin yon. Okay, so check natin. So na-distribute na. Kung makikita nyo dyan, na-multiply na natin yung x sa 3y, 3xy, yung x sa negative 5, negative 5x. Then, copy lang yung iba. So, the next step, so we will place all terms with y together. Ang ginagawa natin, lahat ilalagay natin siya sa left. So, ito kasi meron siyang y, kung titingnan nyo, na positive y, ililipat natin, magiging negative y. Ito namang walang y, lipat natin doon, magiging positive 5x. So, ito, makikita nyo, nilipat siya dyan, positive 5x na. Next. So, since may common factor siya na y parehas dito, ilalabas natin siya. Then, think of a number na pwedeng i-multiply kay y para mabalik natin yung 3xy. That is 3x. So, think of a number na i-multiply kay y to make it 2y. That is 2. So, kung ibabalik natin yan, y times 3x, babalik siya sa 3xy. Y times negative 2 is negative 2y. So, ito ay same lang doon. But ang purpose is para ma-set aside natin si y at i-divide lang natin siya doon sa kasama niya, which is 3x minus 2. So, after magawa yon, ayan, dinivide na nga siya by 3x minus 2. So, na-cancel na yun nandito, napunta na siya dito sa denominator nung nasa right side. So, therefore, after that, since it's only y dito sa left side, pwede na natin siyang palitan yan ng g inverse of x. So, ang sagot is g inverse of x which is equal to 5x plus 3 all over 3x minus 2. Okay, so since nakuha na natin yung inverse ng g of x, which is 5x plus 3 all over 3x minus 2, i-apply na ngayon natin yung properties ng inverse of one-to-one function. So, naka-indicate na rito yung mga properties. So, gamit yung first na property, let us assign x equals to 0. So, when x equals 0, the g inverse of 0 is equal to 5 times 0 is 0 plus 3, that is 3. Sa denominator, 3 times 0 minus 2 is negative 2. So, ito yung ating g inverse of 0. So, let us find now the g of negative 3 over 2. So, what are we expecting to get? Dapat bumalik tayo sa 0, no? So, let's see. So, if x is negative 3, using this function na, no? So, 2 times negative 3 over 2 plus 3 all over 3 times negative 3 over 2 minus 5. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 or simply cancel na lang to, no? So, negative 3 plus 3 is 0 over. So, dito naman, that is negative 9 over 2 minus 5. Okay, so from here, since the numerator is 0, that is already 0. So, therefore, okay na tayo sa first na property. Let us now have the second property, where g inverse of g of x equals to x. Let us use that your x is 0 pa rin. Kahit anong number naman pwede, but I'm just trying to use a value para mas mabilis nating masolve. So, that is g of 0. So, 2 times 0 plus 3 is 3 sa numerator. Dito naman sa baba, that is 3 times 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Okay. So, next. Gamitin natin ang g inverse of x. But your x is negative 3 over 5. Okay. So, now, 5 multiplied by negative 3 over 5 plus 3 all over 3 multiplied by negative 3 over 5 minus 2. So, 5 times negative 3 is negative 15 divided by 5 is still negative 3. So, we can cancel this out na lang, pwede naman. So, magiging negative 3 plus 3 all over negative 9 over 5 minus 2. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0 over this number. So, the answer is 0. So, as you can see, okay din yung ating second property na g inverse of g of x equals to x. Kung anong value ang ipapalit mo kay x, siya rin yung magiging value kapag kinuha mo yung composition ng inverse at ng original function. Okay? Next, we will find the inverse of h of x equals x squared plus x minus 3 if it exists. The function h is a quadratic function and its graph will form a parabola that opens upward. It is not a one-to-one function since it fails the horizontal line test. Kapag in-graph mo ang given function na opens upward, mag-fail siya sa horizontal line test dahil there will be 2 points of intersection. So, we can say that hindi siya one-to-one function. Therefore, ang kanyang inverse function does not exist. But, explain na rin natin kung paano makuha ang kanyang inverse. Dahil pwede nating i-restrict yung kanyang domain at magiging possible na ang pagkuha ng kanyang inverse function. So, first step, sulat muna natin yung given function. Okay. Next step, palitan yung h of x into y. Very simple. Next step, we can interchange the x and y. So, lahat ng x dito naging y, no? Yung y naman naging x. The next step is to transform or to solve the value of y in terms of x. Pero dito, sinama-sama natin yung mga steps. Isa-isahin natin. So, lahat ng y, i-place natin together sa left side. Kaya naging, napunta sa left side, naging y squared plus 8y. And then equals to x plus 3. So, ganun din mangyayari dyan. Kung ililipat natin lahat nung walang y dun sa left side. No? So, kumbaga, iniwan siya lahat sa right side. Tapos, nilipat yung negative 3 sa left side. Naging positive 3. Tapos, pinagpalit siya. So, another step is by completing the square. So, ito yung mga inaaral nyo nung grade 9 kayo. Mag-a-add tayo ng 16 para maging perfect square siya dito sa left side. At mag-a-add din tayo ng 16 dun sa right side para balance. So, the factors now of y squared plus 8y plus 16 is y plus 4 raised to 2. Ito yung lesson nyo naman ng grade 8. Equals to 3 plus 16 is 19. So, to remove the square, it will become the square root of the other. So, positive and negative square root of x plus 19. So, para matira lang yung y, lipat mo na lang yung positive 4, it will become negative 4 plus and minus square root of x plus 19. Okay? So, next. So, since y na lang yung natira, palitan na natin siya ng h inverse of x. Okay, so i-check naman natin gamit ang mga properties ng inverse of one-to-one function. So, h of h inverse of x equals to x for all x in the domain of h inverse. So, gamitin natin yung h inverse. I-set natin that your x is okay, so isip tayo ng pwede nating ipalit doon sa value ni x para matest natin kung okay yung mga properties. So, let's say x equals to 6. So, when x is 6, h inverse of 6 equals to negative 4 plus and minus the square root of 6 plus 19 is 25. So, mangyayari, that is negative 4 plus and minus 5. So, dalawa magiging answer natin. So, negative 4 plus 5 is positive 1. And negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9. Okay, so gamitin muna natin yung positive 1. So, h of 1, punta na tayo sa kabila. H of 1, that is 1 times 1 is 1. 8 times 1 is 8. Minus 3. So, ilan ito? So, 1 plus 8 is 9. Minus 3 is 6. Ito, bumalik siya sa 6. Gamitin natin ang negative 9 naman. H of negative 9. So, we have negative 9 times negative 9 is positive 81. Plus, 8 times negative 9 is negative 72. This is negative. Minus 3. 81 plus negative 72. That is positive 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. So therefore, okay siya doon sa first na property natin. Next, we have h inverse of h of x equals to x. So gamit naman ang h of x, where x equals, gamitin naman natin ibang value. Let's say x is 0. So when x is 0, we have h of 0, that is negative 3. And then, using the inverse function h inverse of negative 3, so we have negative 4 plus and minus. When x is negative 3 here, it will become square root of 16. And square root of 16 is 4. Okay. So, negative 4 plus 4 is 0. And negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. So, kung mapapansin nyo rito, sa pangalawa, hindi siya naging okay dahil dapat 0 lang, di ba? So, hindi siya naging okay. But if we are going to limit the, or we are going to restrict the domain, magiging okay siya. So, this is the way, this is the process on how to find the inverse of this kind of function. Okay, so another example, we will show that f of x and g of x are inverses of each other. F of x equals to 2x plus 7 while g of x equals to x minus 7 over 2. So, paano natin gagawin? So, we all know that these are the given, the f of x, and if it is the inverse, we will set that the other one is f inverse of f of x, no? So, another one. After that, one of the property of inverse function is the f inverse or f of f inverse of x equals x. What is f inverse of x? So, that is x minus 7 over 2. So, pinalit ko lang siya doon. And then, we will find the f of x minus 7 all over 2. So, gamit ang f of x, papalitan natin ang x ng 2x ng x minus 7 over 2. So, kung makikita nyo, yung 2x plus 7, yung x niya, papalitan natin ng x minus 7 over 2. Okay? So, makakancel na lang to, no? Matitira dyan ay ano? Okay. X minus 7 plus 7. Equals kaya yan sa x? Yes. Bakit siya naging equal sa x? Dahil negative 7 plus 7 is equals to 0. So, matitira na lang is x. So, x equals x. Therefore, we can say that the two functions are inverses of the other. Okay, so I have here another example. If g of x equals to 3x plus 6, we will find g inverse of negative 9. So, let us use this color of pen. So, to do that, we have to find first the value of g inverse of x. So, how are we going to do that? So, g of x, gawin natin tong y equals to 3x plus 6. So, we can now interchange the x and y. So, that will become x equals to 3y plus 6. And then, solve for y in terms of x. So, dapat yung y dali natin sa left. So, para hindi tayo mahirapan, lahat ng ito ilagay natin sa left. So, that is 3y plus 6. So, walang magbabago sa sign. Pinagpalit lang natin siya. And then, yung x, mapupunta lang siya sa right side. So, dapat y lang matira. Alisin natin muna si 6. That will become 3y. Okay, that will become 3y equals 2. x minus 6. This is equals. So, to remove this 3, divide lang natin siya by 3. So, cancel that 3. It will become y equals to x minus 6 all over 3. So, we can now find the inverse. That is g inverse of x equals to x minus 6 all over 3. So from here, we can now find the g inverse of negative 9. So your x will become negative 9. So g inverse of negative 9 equals to, okay, this is x, it will become negative 9 minus 6 all over 3. What is negative 9 minus 6? That is negative 15. And then divide it by 3. So therefore, our g inverse of negative 9 is negative 5. Since negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. This is now our answer. Another example. If f of x equals to 4x minus 5, find f inverse of 15. So again, let us find the f inverse of x. So to do that, change f of x into y. Interchange x and y. So this will become x. This will become y minus 5. Okay, let us solve for y in terms of x. So for y, minus 5 equals x. Okay, so it will become 4y equals to x. Negative 5 will become positive 5. Then remove this 4, divide both sides by 4. Then cancel. So your y now is x plus 5 all over 4. So that is our f inverse of x. Okay? What is that? X plus 5 all over 4. So we can now find the f inverse of 15 by substituting x by 15. So once again, this is 15. Let me change it kasi mukha siyang 16, no? Okay. Equals to 15 plus 5 is 20 over 4. And 20 over 4 is 5. So this is our answer, the f inverse of 15. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoy our lesson about the properties of the inverse of one-to-one function. And before I end up my video, I would like to give my special thanks to Mr. Eldrian Delican. I hope you learned something. Goodbye!